What screams? I have no life. Story 1. Hired a young guy, had zero experience, and his qualifications didn't match, but he seemed keen, likable, and just wanting a change. I could not get rid of him, always really early, always staying late. I reassured him that I didn't care for that as long as the work was done, he could just do the hours set. First red flag was that he wasn't looking forward to time off. He made it seem that he just didn't want to stick around at home, and never had any money. I tried to give him some ideas of cheap things to do, but it seemed like a burden to him. His mood was often all over the place. Found out he was having more issues at home, now that he was working closer and spending more time there. It wasn't much longer that he quit, found some job far away. Turns out he was giving all his salary to his mom, who drank it. His life wasn't much of anything, sat at home dealing with her, or trying to give out with zero money, then getting abuse when he returned. Story 2. This is happening to my BFF. Her dad is a 9/11 firefighter with a bunch of health issues, and her mom is a diabetic. Her mother didn't take care of her diabetes, and had to have part of her foot amputated in 2020. However, since then her mother hasn't done anything to try to become mobile again. She's bedridden and forcing her daughter to take care of her. Her father can't do much to help, but is also miserable and refusing to deal with her mother. They tried to apply for a home healthcare aid through Medicare/Medicaid, because taking care of your 350-pound mother alone is so hard it's causing her back problems. After suing Medicare, the judge decided they didn't need one. She had to change jobs because she couldn't ever be on time since she has to get her mother breakfast cleaned and dressed every morning. Every evening, she has to make lunch for the next day and cook/buy dinner. In addition to running errands for her parents, they make ridiculous food requests like asking her to stop at more than one place for dinner items. She also does all the laundry and cleaning. Since changing jobs, she's doing better so that she's stopped going to bed after midnight and getting up at 6 to 7 a.m. She's a good person, but her parents are emotional and physical vampires who are forcing her to take care of them. Story 3. I remember working in retail a while back. The security guard called me over to look at the cameras laughing. He was pointing at a dude on the camera decked out in goth clothes, white makeup, styled hair, all of that. I asked him, okay, what's funny about it? He said he looks ridiculous. So what if he does? If he wants to dress like that, let him. This dude has 2 kids at home, and he's laughing at a goth like he has the maturity of a 10-year-old. Story 4. My father was a prison chaplain, a sensitive and serious man who took his job seriously, and was noticeably less macho than most men at his place of work, either workers or prisoners. The prison guards at the employee entrance gate would do their best to break his balls about any little thing. He eventually just stopped responding to anything they said or even looking at them, when he realized that for them, high school literally never ended. In my hometown, guys who aren't college-bound typically start working in one of the town's 3 prisons days after graduating high school, and stay there until retirement. He honestly felt sorry for how boring their lives must be, for making fun of coworkers just minding their own business, and trying to do their jobs being top-shelf entertainment for them. Story 5. I don't ever talk about my job except last month I was Employee of the Month and everyone found out Darla from HR was cheating on her husband, and we also had OSHA there for some meeting and maintenance finally painted new lines in the parking lot. But besides that, I don't talk about the machine I run at work because nobody wants to hear about some automated punch press that makes clips for bras. Story 6. God, this is why mom groups are the worst. Just a bunch of ladies with no hobbies or interests bitching about their lives and husbands, talking about the banalities of child rearing, and being silently judgy of one another if they don't subscribe to the exact same best parenting practices. I get it, it's hard to carve out time for yourself and your interests. But my and my friends' experience of all the groups we tried was that these women enjoyed the self-martyrdom on the altar of motherhood. Like it was the only way to find meaning or justify their lives. Story 7. I want to talk about the exact opposite of this. What screams? I'm living life the way it's intended to. Well, I have a buddy who I think is a pretty great person. He never gets into any drama, always does what he has to do on time, and plays the games he enjoys in his spare time. Life throws shit at him sometimes, but he just deals with it, and continues to just do whatever he does like nothing happened. He just lives life, and as a result, he is able to extract a good amount of happiness from it. He says he is just happy. He has defined himself as a simple man, and I think that's how life should be lived. Like, just live your life, dude. For him, is just that simple. Story 8. OMG, I am the perfect candidate of this. I was once called a jealous, no-life loser. This is how I used to be, always complaining about something, literally everything, constantly comparing myself to others, always talking about women and sex. Even still as a virgin I tell you, bro, shut up, it's not that serious. And no one cares, always shit-talking or downplaying someone or situation, only seeing the negative in things, not having any passion, always available for others, how and the main reason why I had no life, always texting, calling or looking for communication, not making the effort to do anything yet complain about everything, always talking about the same issues.